self-care, addiction, the government. Big shout out to my sponsors, Prater Roofing Construction, Heat and Laser Engraving, Barrage Coffee, Active Duty RX, American Wholesale Hemp. I want to tell y'all all, you can love your flag, but you don't have to love your government. Try to change it, fix it. This is our country. Hey, Battle on the Homefront, thank you all for tuning in. Big shout out to my sponsors, Prater Roofing Construction, Heat and Laser Engraving, OKGOP TV, and Chairman David McClain for giving veterans a voice in Oklahoma. I got my man, Brian Chandler here. What's up, brother? Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always see you on TV, man, and I'm just feel very fortunate to just be able to sit down and chat with you.
I appreciate it.
And for what you're doing, I know, again, you've got a ton of supporters, ton of followers. As a friend, and I see the work, the grind, the passion, the fire that you bring to your mission. It has a very, very serious purpose, and I'm sure I speak for many veterans who say thank you for the work that you're doing to give veterans a voice and to truly do something to help them. It's not just lip service. You're acting.
And you want to be about it?
Yeah,
be about
do
it for sure.
Yeah,
do it.
I
got to give for you though.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Hooker Wood Company. They called me on a weekend and they wanted to donate about $2,000 worth of flags. Tomorrow is the last day for that giveaway, so go check it out. I don't have a lot of people that entered it, and I got a lot of flags. So basically, a lot of y'all that entered, you're going to win. So that's a score. Absolutely beautiful wooden flags.
Does that mean that's what's coming my way?
This is yours, brother.
Love it.
My boy here was Air Force. Brian was Air Force.
Love it.
Hooker Island's doing some awesome woodwork, man.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so we got a couple of these left. Go check out the giveaway. But here, brother.
Love it.
Thank you for your service,
guys.
brother. Thank you for your
Man,
service,
that's
man.
awesome. I'm going to put it back here.
Yeah, do
big
it.
old glory for now.
Do it. And you're still working out, brother.
Sweet, I know.
I felt like that was
heavy
heavy
for
for
you.
you.
It was heavy. Body's a little sore from 26-hour drive.
That's that Air Force life.
Here we go. We'll do that on the next show.
All right, man. Give me a little backstory on your time in service, what you did, where you went, all that good stuff.
That was a long time ago. Basically, at 18 years of age, right, I was had a good friend whose mom was an Air Force recruiter, and I was doing stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing as a young teenager, and it was a way out. Honestly, made the decision. Saw the recruiter on a Monday. I said I went on the next bus stop. Friday morning, boom, off to MEPS. And
that's how I was.
It was time to go. And it was probably the best decision I think I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Just to have the military be a catalyst for change. I think there's a lot of kids out there that are at that age that are lost, and they get structure and discipline and the character traits that have stayed with me for the rest of my life. I was stationed at Tinker Air Force Base right here in Oklahoma. Got to do some time in sunny Southeast Asia, did a little Saudi Arabia, the Prince Sultan Air Base and Riyadh Air Base over there. My career field was aircraft arresting systems, so caught fighter planes, both 4 years active, and then I stayed on when Tinker was making some transition for some DoD contractors for another 10 years.
You said, I'm going where that money's going.
Yeah, it was
DoD.
Honestly, it was more of a it's time for change. Like the leadership I had when I was in, to me, like, yes, we have a rank structure, but to me, leadership's character, right? The way that you lead your people, do they want to follow you? Not because you have an insignia on your sleeve, but because who you are as a person. And I struggled with that. And more importantly, I wanted control over my life again. After being deployed, coming back, they were getting ready to send me out again. And I just wanted to have, now that I've been there and I've experienced it, it was an opportunity to continue to do the same thing, but able to pursue other things that I was passionate about at the time. So I just transitioned one day, jeans and boots, continued to catch fighter planes and teach other people how to do it as well. So it was an awesome time in my life. It brought me to Oklahoma. A lot of great people in my life down here. The opportunity to meet guys like you, and again, just God's open doors, and here I am.
Yeah, being a part of those fighter jets would be, dude.
Yeah, the cool wears off on that for a while.
Well, like any job, though.
Yeah,
any job. I mean.
It is awesome. Very unique career field. Again, I had the opportunity to actually engage quite a few planes. An F-15 pilot. I remember one night actually I got called in pretty late. An aircraft, an F-15 had full hydraulic failure, and when we showed up I got the phone call at like 3 a.m. to come to base, and then the airfield's lit up with fire trucks, and there's an F-15 off the side of the runway in the grass, and I'm thinking, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. You ever
but
seen
actually, it ended up being that the arresting system did its job and saved the pilot's life.
That's great.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. So, what was your transition like?
Man, like it happened probably just as fast as my decision to go in. It was time for change, and when I made that choice, I had such a clear vision of what I wanted to do. I was actually teaching martial arts for Grandmaster Dragon Kim. He had a facility in Edmond, 15 years of doing that, and towards the end there. But in the middle, I was ready to lead and teach, and they were going to open a development. I was just ready to be able to make a transition to civilian life and be able to have that because I was so passionate about it. I wanted to pursue it. Things kind of went sideways with there without getting into details, and then ended up trying a lot of different things. Got into hospitality, ran a fast casual sushi restaurant for a while, and then dipped my toes in hockey and just kind of moved down the ladder. But the entire time after the transition, it seemed like I was always searching for that justification of purpose and duty. What am I doing, right? And everything was always tied to just helping other people make money, other people be successful, and losing that purpose of I'm serving, right? Every single day we wake up, we have a mission. We have a job that has to be done, attention to detail, your day's laid out for you, and that's it, right? That's all you focus on. And when you get out of that environment and you're in the civilian world, and what is your focus again? What is your purpose? Pursuit of the dollar, or passion and purpose for something that has a higher purpose, higher calling? It's above you, right? Service before self. When you get out, that's gone.
Yeah.
That was.
It's a powerful thing.
It was tough. It was tough. That mental change of now I'm no longer. It's all structured and laid out for you, and this is what you got to do today. And when you have the ability to have all of those decisions in your lap, what's passion for you then?
Yeah.
And again, pursuit of financial gain for others kind of doesn't have that same fire.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We're about to go to commercial break. Hey, big shout out to my sponsors, Barrage Coffee, Active Duty RX, and also American Wholesale Hemp.
Introducing All new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula when it matters most. You've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Cantech Labs.
Hey, we're back. Battle on the home front. Brian, we were just talking about losing those important things like structure and what we had in the military. It's so important that not only the camaraderie, the brotherhood, but also just direction. Hammer and nails, punching
Purpose.
stuff out. Purpose is so important, but we learned some amazing things when we were in as well. And then when you transitioned over to civilian life, like you said, you ran, what all did you run?
So got out, was doing a martial arts school, so teaching. I was actually working nightclub security downtown. I'm sure many people in Oklahoma are familiar with City Walk.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also a club called America's Pub. I was working nightclub security at both of those establishments. Then got into hospitality management, ran a couple hotels. GM for those properties, then launched a fast casual sushi restaurant for a friend, then got into hockey when the Oklahoma AHL Barons were here, and then moved into a junior hockey program, and then kind of progressed into where I'm at now.
How important do you think your time in service and what you learned in the military transitioned over to what all you did?
Oh, hands down, catalyst. And it's something I struggle with now with people saying, well, we got to go to college, right? I didn't do a day of college. Well, I know I take that back. I went to 3 semesters of culinary arts, but majored in all the things you're not supposed to major in during that time frame. and then ended up going into the military. But those character traits that you learn standalone can provide success for anybody. Work ethic, positive attitude, and just making sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do and doing that to the best of your ability. You're supposed to have a degree to be a general manager of a property, and a good friend of mine just believed in me and said, hey man, come give it a go.
That's all it takes, one person to
Yeah,
believe in you.
GM of the year, first year in the hotel business, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Keep the beds clean, make sure your staff is squared away, and come to work each day, knock out your list with a smile on your face, man, and you're gonna be successful.
Yeah.
Right? But again, what is that? Success on paper for somebody else. Their numbers are doing well,
Happiness
place
is
is making
success.
money, right? Are you fulfilled in what it is that you're doing?
Yeah. So what do you do for self-care? I think self-care is so important, and I mean I preach it and I practice it as much as I can, but I catch myself, and I was just telling my wife the other day, I got to do some more self-care, and I'll rock it.
I noticed that from the day I met you, man. Like, you grind.
I'm a grinder,
and you have to keep that in perspective. It's something feel very fortunate. My wife keeps me pretty squared away.
Mine does
Like,
too.
she keeps an eye on me. She's always like this week. I just came back and was feeling that stress and that burden. She knows where my happy place is. I'm actually the assistant captain for the Oklahoma Warriors Disabled Veteran Hockey Program. We play out of the Blazers Ice Center.
We're gonna get them in here to do a show.
Yeah, huge. They definitely want to do that. But that's my happy place, to get out there and do that, or I'm riding the mountain bike, or I have a gym at the house. Spending time with my boys. I got 3 boys, and they're all learning how to shoot, which is epic, and they're good, which is even more fun.
Yeah.
That they're absorbing that information and enjoying it. So spending time with them. Got a camping trailer. Love to take the family out and hit Blue River and just try to slow down and enjoy those small times. Little Call of Duty at the house with the kids, whether it's just making dinner, and just try to be present and not focused on all the things that need to be done, or maybe where you want to be, and that's going to happen. Like, try to be in the moment more, because again, recently understanding that life is extremely short and can be taken away from you like that.
Very short. Yeah. I just got my son an Xbox.
Solid.
And I go walking in his room, and my wife, she's on my 6 walking in, and he said, Kyle, let's stack bodies.
I love it.
My wife was like,
it.
what? I said, oh, he's going to have all the veteran lingo by the end of this.
Every other night, I've got my brother lives in New York, and him and his son play split screen, and we have 2 Xboxes at the house.
Yeah, we're about to have a squad,
so
bro.
we're going to squad.
Yeah, we're squadding. I
It'll
think
be fun.
it's super important when it comes to health, or self-care, excuse me. Health and self-care, but to have that routine, just like in the military, we woke up, we did PT, we had structure.
Yep.
And I think to carry that over is very important for mental health and overall health and wellness. I think we get lost, like you're saying, we lose that mission, that purpose, the passion.
Yep.
But when you have that punch list, right? And I watch motivational videos constantly. I hardly listen to music anymore. Even in the shower, I'm always doing it, whether that's just confidence, videos on confidence, or just, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, whatever I'm feeling that day.
You're feeling good with that positive information.
Yeah, and I watched a great video, and it was a Navy SEAL, and he said, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is make your bed.
Yep.
Because then you've already...
I just showed my boys that video about a month ago.
It's amazing.
It's epic. Like,
and I'm still trying to make my bed every day.
I do it. My wife gets rattled in the morning if she's getting ready, and I'm literally wheeling around and tucking the bed in. Like, it just has to happen, because I feel like once that's done, then I've done something. I've accomplished something for the day. That's squared away. It's clean. The room is neat. I can focus. I'm kind of weird with that. With there's definitely some compulsiveness there. My things got to be a certain way before I can get my mind right.
I try to get to the bed, but honestly, as soon as my eyes open, bro, I am stomping to the kitchen to put the coffee on. I gotta wake up, man.
Get the barrage in your system
I
before
gotta
you get
wake
going.
up.
I love it.
I think that's really important, and you're gonna fail. And when I said that, my wife's over there sitting right now watching me. When I said I try to make the better, she was like, "We all fail. I mean, we're not perfect. We're human. Just try to do as best as you can. Nobody can help you, but you. You have to consciously make that decision to say, I'm tired of feeling this way.
Yep.
Why is this? I got everything for me going, but I don't feel good. You have to make that conscious effort. You have to, whether that's whatever your self-care is, and I think it's very important. And if you're interested in this, I have 10 spots available right now. If you're interested in doing it with me, and I'm sure my brother here is going to want to do it too, but I got hooked up with a yoga instructor, and they want to provide free classes with yoga and also breathing exercising. Breathing is
meditation was super important.
Super important.
When I was competing in martial arts, meditation was a daily thing.
So we got that. So reach out to me if you're interested in that, please. I know I'll be attending. I'm sure my brother here will, but they want to be a part of this, and they want to help. And I think it's very self-care. It's what it's about.
Yeah, got to do it.
What else we gonna get into, man? What else you got?
On that note, we talked a little bit at the break. When you lose that direction and lose that purpose, and I think that's where a lot of people, especially veterans, they fall short, right? You get down that rabbit hole. Whatever your vice is, there's tons of them out there. Whether it's alcohol, drugs, and even things that can be healthy can become unhealthy, right? And we don't know how to turn that bus around. And you mentioned the only person that can truly help you is you. That is a conscious decision that you have to do for yourself, but at the same time, you've got to have friends, right?
For sure.
You got to have your brothers. You got to have
that
people
camaraderie,
that you can
bro.
lean
It's
on.
so important.
Something that I love about our hockey program, it's a bunch of guys in the room. They've all been through similar experiences, and they know that they can pick up the phone and they can call guys. We live in the world too, where I'm just as guilty of it. The text messaging, it's kind of. It's not as personal as it could be, like when we have conversations face to face, it's different. Somebody just punches a quick text, hey man, how you doing, right? I mean, it's kind of empty versus pick up the phone and I want to hear your voice. And
you can always hear it in someone's voice how they're really doing.
Yeah, for sure. So if you've got issues and you are struggling, men are full of pride. They are,
prideful beasts.
Especially guys, that have served, guys that have that alpha personality. It's hard to go, I'm hurting or I'm struggling or something's bothering me, and be able to pick up that phone and ask for help. And everybody has to understand that you have friends around you and people that love you that want to be able to make sure that you're okay. And what does that look like? Walk you through it. Spend time doing things like you said. How cool would it be if guys are struggling? Let's all wheel up and try to do yoga together. It'll be funny. Half these guys probably haven't even stretched and touched their toes.
I thought about that last night. I was like,
months.
God, if we 10 veterans all doing yoga.
Yeah.
How wild that's going to be.
Are you wearing stretchy pants? Cause
I'm wearing my wife's yoga pants, bro. Straight up. I will have them yoga pants on. I won't look as good as she does in her yoga pants, but I'm going to be flexing
I'm
on
going
them.
to be in front. Nice.
But hey, we're going to go to a quick break. Y'all stick around. Battle on the home front. We're back, Brian. Man, we got a good show going today. I might start doing hour shows, I think. These 30-minute ones ain't cutting it because we got so much content we got to put out there. But, you know, I think, and it's so important, that if you wrote a blank check to this country, you should be taken care of. I mean, whether that's your combat, non-combat, you wrote a check, a blank check to go anywhere in this world and fight for our freedoms here on the home front. And we are absolutely, our freedoms are being taken away from us, especially veterans. And as we the people, it's getting taken away from us.
Yeah.
I want to see change at the highest level. And I'm not a political person. I've never been as ashamed as I am to say that. I've never really been a very political person, and I'm finding myself leaning more to that. And I'm seeing my children, and that's really where it comes down to as well, is seeing my children and seeing what they might not have in the future, whether that's the rights as an American people. And I absolutely hate how our veterans are treated in America. And I think that they should be a priority in this country.
Yeah. It's asinine that the very premise of the reason why we have freedom, really break that word down. What does that mean to people to be truly free, right? And all of the craziness that's taking place in our world right now, the guys that did write that check, what that word means to them, the reasons why they did the things, the sacrifices, the injuries, the divorces, the addiction, all of the things that they've faced as a result of them doing that. Is it worth it? For what type of country are we have for our children moving forward? It scares me too, man. Like, what does that look like? Because the continuous, when you talked the other day, we were talking about, you know, the budget stuff that's coming out, and I'm not political either, and I'm definitely no economic expert, but I do understand that if my home budget, if I were to continue to send you every dollar I have, your home's going to be sweet.
Right.
My home, not so much. Right? And that should be the basic for all decisions that are being made. We have to take care of our own people first.
I 110%. I completely believe in, first and foremost, we take care of the American people. I don't care what political party you are.
Yep.
It doesn't matter to me. I care about the men and women of this country, especially the ones that fought for the freedoms we have.
Yep.
And taking care of our home front. This is the battle on the home front. Why are we not fighting tooth and nail? And so, and you know this, and a lot of people around me know this, I'm a convicted felon. They won't let me vote. And that's okay. I've made decisions that caused that, and I accept that, and I'm okay with that. But what I can do is I got a lobbyist now, and y'all will see me at the Capitol, and I'm going to be passing bills for veterans. Yep. And I definitely want y'all's opinion on this. Y'all help me and guide me on this, because I'm there. I'm going. We have the lobbyist. We're doing it. And I want to. And some of my biggest pushes right now is, definitely taxing veterans, state sales tax.
Yep.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. You wrote the blank check to this country. You should absolutely, you have paid your taxes. Regardless, taxes are a joke anyways. I will throw that out there. And so some of the direction that I'm going with that is either all state sales tax for any veteran, or we're going to maybe do, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Please comment on this and give us some heads up, or we're going to do no state sales tax for any service-connected veteran, and then we're going after medical marijuana.
Yep.
No state sales tax for natural medicine to help combat veteran suicide and pharmaceutical deaths. Why are we not doing this?
Yep.
This is our country. These politicians work for us. Make them work.
Yeah. I don't understand, again, a lot of the things that are taking place, and
I'm hyped up.
It should be something that everybody should be fired up about, and I think a lot of people aren't, because, and I felt this way before, and quite honestly, just over the last few years, I've began to vote. When I was younger, I felt like, do I really make a difference? Me personally, one guy, because ultimately it's the people that are in those positions that are the ones that have the ability to make the decisions that are actually going to do something, right? We pay our taxes, we try to have a voice, but at the end of the day, the politicians are the ones who are shaping everything that's taking place. And when you have money in the equation, greed is a big part of that equation, and is that the thing that's fueling the choices that they're making? Are they about people? Or are they about profit? Because I don't think you can be about both. When we talk about all the things that are taking place, there's a big focus there on Donald Trump and taxes and the financial transparency. I love it. But let's do it across the board for everybody.
Yeah.
If you're a member of Congress, if you're a senator, anybody who's in public office, lay them all out. Let the American people see where that money's coming from. Do you have special donors? Do you have special interests? Or are you focused on the American people, the people who voted for you, the people who put you in those positions, to make sure that we're all doing things with integrity?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem with Americans are losing faith in all of it, because what's happening, right? If there was fraud, wasn't fraud, how do we know? How do we know to trust anymore?
Right.
Everyone's just getting information that is 100% biased based on what camp or what area it's coming out of, what news station is reporting it. What can you believe anymore? Are we truly free? Because we're just along for the ride right now. Right, and the thing that rattles me the most is if the people who did write that check, they have the version of what truly being free is, and it seems like every day a little bit more just get chips away, and people are so blind to it. We're buried in our computer screens, we're buried in our phones, we're buried in things that don't matter, and it's all happening around us. And then one day, I think everyone's just going to wake up and go, "What happened?
Where's it all at?
What happened?"
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And what drives me crazy is we're all over here complaining about the $600, and you know how much money they made while they decided on if we're going to get 600 or 2,000?
Yeah.
2,000 ain't enough.
Families that are truly hurting.
Businesses that are done.
Businesses that are game over. They're finished.
Because of the COVID stuff. And COVID's real. There's no doubt about it. I've had it. You've had it. My mother and father-in-law had it. And I know people that's passed away from it. It's a real thing. Yeah. But listen, let us be free and make that decision. If I want to keep my business open and my people that shop at my business want to come in there, that's their decision, and that's us as a free Americans can choose from.
Yeah, because no matter what, life is still happening. It's still going on. Like, it's not going to stop. I still got to feed my family. Rent's still showing up, right? House payment's still showing up. Electric's still got to be paid. My kids still got to.
Hey, but here's $600. Good luck, man.
Yeah, sorry for the things that we've done, but like it is crazy. So my brother lives in New York, and he just went. He just got back from a trip. Again, we had a death in the family, and he got back home. And they got sheriffs showing up every single day to make sure he's at the house. Calling him at the end of the driveway, wave to make sure your family's home in quarantine. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything, stay at the house. Like, that's not freedom.
That's not tyranny.
Freedom. That's not freedom.
That's, oh, God, that's just, that's absolutely that's not what me and you and my brothers and sisters that watch this show when it fought for.
Yeah.
And if you want change, be the change. I mean, you gotta do something about it. Stop complaining about it if you ain't doing nothing about it. First off,
right? Just getting on social media and running your mouth really isn't isn't getting anything done.
Nothing.
It's not going to get anything done, because I think that's what they want. They just want the complaining and the fighting back and forth, but yet no one's taking action about doing anything. But I mean, I feel in my heart, and I'm sure you can attest to this too, and I'm sure there's a ton of veterans out there just like us, that eventually someone's going to have to draw a line in the sand.
For sure.
Somebody's going to have
For
to.
sure.
And you're going to have to decide what side of the sand you're standing
For
in.
sure.
And that's it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, anybody that's been to combat knows that this is not what we want. We do not want a civil war. That's the worst case scenario. I don't want to have my children go through what I've seen children go through in a combat zone, but I damn sure don't want my children to be having to fight this war in 25 years.
Yep.
And so we definitely have to, we need to step back, and we need to, like I just said a second ago, they work for us. They're our employees, and we need to hold them accountable, and we need to do something about it in a smart way, and we need to use our resources and go whatever direction you have to make that happen.
Yeah, I think, again, no accountability, and there's no fear for actions or repercussion for anything that's taking place right now, and the American people have to start standing up and hold people accountable for their choices.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely great show. Super grateful for y'all for watching and being a part of it. My brother, I appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. Love you. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Hey, Battle on the Homefront. Thank you all for tuning in. We had an absolutely great show. I want to thank you all for supporting me, supporting Battle on the Homefront and what we're doing. Big shout out to OKGOP TV, Chairman David McClain, for letting me give veterans a voice in Oklahoma. My sponsors, Prater Roofing and Construction, Heathen Laser Engraving, Barrage Coffee, Active Duty RX, American Wholesale Hemp. If you would like to be a sponsor for this show and help us continue this and let us give veterans a voice in Oklahoma, please reach out to me, scan my QR code, and I'd love to talk to you. Thank you all.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's the handwritten letters from home. It's the sleepless nights alone.